like, subscribe, comment, share, copy the link, put it on Instagram in your bio, put it on your Facebook page. Send it to your mama, text it to somebody. But y'all make sure y'all follow this page. Retro Philosophy.
What's up, everybody, including Lottie Dottie? This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. It's a beautiful day here in the Carolinas, and taking off from the crib, and I'm looking. I got to get back and get my grass cut. We're going this weekend, and for our summer update for the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Ooh, that was kind of sketchy. And and so anyway, back home in the saddle, making it do what it do, and so I'll get that taken care of when I get back home later on today, later this evening, because it's going to be a hot one today. It's going to be in the 90s again. But hey, we are in the Carolinas and it's July, so what do you expect, right? Hey, I want to talk to you guys real quick because I was supposed to go live this morning. I haven't been live in a minute from the studio, so I had planned to go live from the studio, and some other things transpired. Phone was ringing off the hook. I had to skedaddle real quick, and so I'm on my way to take care of some other stuff. And but what we'll do is tonight we'll have some time to sit down and talk about a few things. We want to share some stuff with you guys. Many of you know that Ruby Red is down. Hashtag free Ruby Red. If you would please be so kind as to put that in the comment section. Hashtag free Ruby Red. And we've had a lot of people. I shouldn't say a lot of people, but we have had some people reach out to us, inquire and respond to different comments and things like that on Facebook about Ruby Red and what's going on. Are we going to fix her? Or, what's the deal? And well, right now I'm on the wing, and you already know what it is, man. Our new slogan is coming in on a wing and a prayer, because that's what it's all about. Men ought to always pray and not faint. So we're winging it for now, guys, on the Gold Wing, and I have been enjoying the wing. It's a very comfortable ride. So tonight we'll talk about quite a bit of stuff to kind of get back up to speed. We will talk about Harley Davidson versus Road Glide. Excuse me, Harley Davidson versus Gold Wing or Honda, whatever. Well, specifically Road Glide versus the Gold Wing. I'll share my opinion and give my review on this Gold Wing. I'm riding a 2013 FB, what is it, F6B Gold Wing, which is essentially a stripped down version of the Gold Wing. It's a little sportier, it looks a little cooler, and I like it. It's peppy, it's quick, it's quiet, it's comfortable, really comfortable. So we'll talk about that in detail on tonight and compare it to the Road Glide, and we will. I'll let the cat out the bag. We're gonna fix Ruby Red, okay? Things in place, and so I'm hoping to get Ruby Red dropped off sometime this week or next week to start the process. So we can look forward to seeing Ruby Red freed, y'all. We're going to talk about that tonight in detail. We're going to share with you who's going to be doing the work and why. Uh, I believe we have to be strategic and intentional with what we do, as well as why we do what we do. And I want to talk about that in detail on tonight, um, because I think it's important. A lot of us, we're out here and we're doing big things and we're doing great things, but are we changing the game? Are we enhancing the game? And when I say the game, I'm talking about the game of life. You know, um, it's nice to inspire people to do nice stuff or great stuff or whatever. But if it's not life changing, life altering, then it's just, I mean, what we doing? Um, out here we ride our motorcycles from state to state, from coast to coast, and for some of us, country to country, and that's one. Um, but when you get off of your bike, when you get off your bike, are you a better person? When you get off your bike, are you, move to do bigger and better things in life, if all you do is twist the throttle and collect miles, then you're doing it wrong. I can remember my uncle David many years ago. He rode motorcycles, and he would ride us from time to time. But it was inspirational. Then my uncle Buddy, aka Big Dog, I remember when he bought the Fat Boy that we have. He bought that bike brand new, and he kept that thing clean, and he kept it on the road too, man. Him and his crew, they would hop on and they would ride. At the time he was living in New Jersey, and they would ride down to Daytona and different places, and I would hear the stories, and it was inspirational for a young brother like myself, and so I would probably have to give it to my uncle Buddy as the reason for me, riding Harleys for the most part. But the point that I want to make is when we do what we do, we should strive to do it in a way that it would inspire somebody to look beyond their current situation or their current box, if you will. Uh, and so, motorcycling, from my perspective and in my opinion, has been a great tool to do so. You had some guys, and well, I'm not going to try to paint a picture for you. I just talk about the picture that was painted in my life, and so I see different people doing things on their motorcycle, going to different places, and it can inspire you and open your perspective, and then next thing you know, you go and you do it. And when I do stuff like that, I don't know, man. It just gives me a sense of accomplishment. It gives me a sense of success, um, and all those things help me to be a better person. I get it. There are some people who can find those same sensations and things and go on to be great. But for me, it just happens to be motorcycles, and not only going to those different places, but the feeling that you feel when you twist that throttle like I just did to get around that vehicle. Um, I don't know what else is like it, So anyway, my point is, after we twist the throttle, and we feel that exhilaration, and we the sense of accomplishment for going here, there, and everywhere. What are we doing with that to impact somebody else? And so, to get back on track, I guess, tonight we're going to talk about the difference between the Gold Wing and the Road Glide. We're going to talk about the fact that me choosing to repair the motorcycle, I think it's the automatic compression release valve, I think is what it's called, stripped out of the head. And so technically the head alone could be replaced. But my motorcycle has almost 140,000 miles on it. I think it's like 138 or something like that. And it just doesn't make sense to just repair the head with all those miles on it. The whole motor needs to be, needs to be freshened up. And so that's what we're going to do. We're pretty much going to replace everything. Shout out to Big Swin, Cat's out the bag. He's the man for the job. Big Swins, V Twins out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to talk about exactly why we chose him to do the job on tonight when we go live. And so make sure you guys tune in. There have been several people that reached out to Joe Retro. Man, if you need any help, man, we got you. Just let us know. And so we'll talk about that tonight as well. If you want to help, how you can do so, and what you can look to get in return for your assistance. So, there are some people that get the laws of sowing and reaping, and then there are others that, they don't. And so for those that get it, sowing into good soil is good investment. And when I get on my motorcycle and I cross state lines, I'm not chasing tail. Yeah, I ain't chasing, no little thoughts, and I ain't looking to go and, get no trouble and stuff like that. When I'm on my bike, I'm doing ministry. And so we need to be mobile, and we need to be able to, at the drop of a dime, get up and go. And 138,000 miles. As I say, my miles are not a badge of honor, but a point of reference. You know, and so we out here collecting miles and smiles, trying to win souls to the kingdom 1 mile at a time, and crossing state lines. Don't come over here on me. Crossing state lines, uh, the, the cost can tally up, and so not only the cost of crossing state lines, but the wear and tear on your motorcycle as well. But I'd like to believe I've gotten my money's worth out of my motorcycle, um, and it's been a good bike. The Road Glide, I've had a few breakdowns, but nothing that wasn't expected, nothing that was like crazy out of the norm. Uh, so again, with the mileage that I have on my Road Glide, some of the problems that I've had with it were expected. As a matter of fact, with the miles that I have on my bike, I think it's done exceptionally well. So we pause and talk about the major breakdowns that I've had. Let me see something here. um, well, it's funny how people can be so rude in the comment sections. But but anyway, what was I at, guys? Okay, so we talk about the fact that my Road Glide, with the amount of miles that it has been a pretty reliable source of transportation. And so just recently, the reason why she's down now is as I said, the compression release valve, I think is what it's called. And and truth be told, I swore I was hearing an exhaust leak, and I was looking around my pipes, and everything seemed to be buttoned up like it should. And so in retrospect, I realized that it was that compression valve was loose, and I just didn't even think to look there. Uh, but if that would have been caught in time, she'd probably still be running without any issues. So anyway, there was that. There was the voltage regulator that went out on me. I think like twice. I think one time it was a stator, and then one time I had to replace the whole charging system, like literally the whole charging system. I was going to Ohio a few years ago, and I'm not gonna say she left me stranded, but she left me stranded in Whitville, Virginia, Whiteville, Virginia, and I thought it was the stator again, but it wasn't. It was actually the cable that was defective, and so we were able to get that addressed. And that was an interesting breakdown too, man. It was, because I was probably about halfway there when I noticed my charging started dropping. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to your motorcycle when you ride it. Your gauges, the sounds, the feel, everything. You got to pay attention to it. Otherwise, you can mess around and be out there stranded in a place that's not good, no bueno. And same thing with the wing. I was coming back from Maryland, a couple weeks ago, and I was pulling the other gold wing, towing it back, and so you got to get in the habit of stopping at your gas stop, or when you stop for food or drink or whatever, and do a walk around. Walk around your motorcycle. You know, take a look at your tires. I know when you left the house, everything was good. Of course, there are some people that leave the house without checking. And if you'd have did a T clocks, you know, you would have caught it before you even left the house. And because you didn't check it, now you're out 400 miles away from home. Now you got a tow bill and you know all this, that, and the other. But anyway, when you stop for gas, stop to get something to drink, stop to take a break, uh, look over your bike. You know, check your tires. You know, touch the tension of your belt. Check that. If you got a belt-driven bike, chain-driven bike, same thing. Shaft-driven bike, you ain't no way to really check that. But you got to check those things, guys, because you could catch it, and before it actually goes out, and you can catch it while you're at a place where you still have amenities, if you will. Um, Last year, I was on my way to Canada on the road glide, and I had just had the whole charging system repaired, replaced, and the part that one of the parts was where did I order that part from? I can't remember who I ordered it from, but anyway, it was the rotor cap that goes over the stator. Well, it was defective. It just the welding points literally snapped and causing it to just spin and not charge. So anyway, as I was getting ready to get off the interstate to get gas, I heard this like crunch sound. Ugh, not a good sound you want to hear when you're on your motorcycle thousands of miles away from home. And but as soon as I heard it, you know, I kind of grabbed my clutch and you know just started slowing down. I was already getting ready to get off anyway, and so thank goodness I was able to coast over to a safe place, and I was at a place where there were plenty of amenities. There was a hotel within a mile. There was you know food restaurants all around, and so my point is if we're not paying attention to these noises, and if you're out there on ground and you travel, you know that you can go through a populated area and then you're in a secluded area for who knows how long. And so there might be an exit, but there's no food, there's no gas station, there's nothing on those off of some of those exits. And so paying attention to your motorcycle while you're still in populated areas is key. I know it was for me. So I was able to get off. Um, assess the situation. Couldn't really find out what it was. They couldn't tell that until they actually opened it up. But I was still within 10 miles of the Harley Davidson dealership. So I got a hotel room. Like I said, it was only like a mile from where I was. So I limped the bike over there. Was still riding, still able to ride, but the noise was just horrible. And so I got a room, got a good night's sleep. Got up the next morning, called Harley. Initially, they was like, "Man, we can't do nothing for you, man. We don't. Our tow guy is not here. You can, you know." And they put me on hold. Came back, said, "Hey, we're gonna send our service manager to come get you." And so shout out to Los Hills, Harley Davidson, and where was I at? It was in Iowa, Los Hills, Iowa. But anyway, they took care of me, man. But again, if you're not paying attention to certain sounds and things, you're just like, oh well, another 5, 10 miles. Oh man, I'd have been in the middle of nowhere, and it wouldn't have played out the way it did. So we got to be aware of those things. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you join us on the Retro Philosophy Show live and in living color as we share with you in detail some of the stuff we're going to be doing to old Ruby Red to get her back up and going. I've already let the cat out the bag. Big Swins, V Twins in Fayetteville, North Carolina will be doing the work. And tonight we'll speak in detail as to why we chose him. What Fayetteville is still about 2.5, 3 hours from me. He said, "Well, Retro, why are you going to ride so far to get your bike fixed? I got to put it in the trailer, take it all the way up there, um, and you know, so Big Swing can do his thing." And if you want to know the answer to why, as to why I'm willing to do that, then make sure you tune in on tonight on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on the Retro Philosophy Show. And and we'll also post our Cash App because, as I said, there have been several people. C1s, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Who has reached out and said, "Yo, Retro, if you need any help, man, we got you, man, because we want to see you, on ground, specifically on Ruby Red, you know." And so we'll be posting that tonight as well. So make sure you tune in. That's if you want to, support your boy. If you don't, then that's cool. You know, please understand there's a difference between uh, asking, begging, and putting it out there. And I'm simply putting it out there because it was put to me. So I ain't too proud to receive a little help because money don't grow on trees. And if it does, y'all let me know where I can get a tree at. So there are some people that watch my content and appreciate it, um, and would like to help us get back whole as it relates to Ruby Red, the Road Glide. So if that's you and you want to participate as well, tune in on tonight, and we'll be posting the link to where you can help and how. And I think after you watch the show tonight and we shed a little bit more light and detail, um, yeah, you'll understand a little bit more. Okay. Uh, so it's your boy Retro here, live from the Gold Wing, Retro Philosophy TV on Tues. And I tell you, man, we've been busy, 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 but it's all good. They say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So sometimes it's good to stay busy. Not busy just being busy, but busy getting things done. And that's a prayer of mine. I don't want to just be busy being busy, but I want to be effective in what it is that I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? Not only effective, but efficient as well. So we've been we haven't been missing in action. We've just been missing from, I don't know how to say it, because I've still been on social media posting and stuff. I just haven't been, you know, live from the studio. And most of it is really just a sketching. I was making it a priority to carve out and make time to go live. And I don't know, sometimes you feel like you're not seeing the results. And so you ask yourself, why am I going so hard and there are no results? And so I stopped putting other things off to go live in the mornings, because it is what it is. Got to get stuff done. It'd be different if, the likes and the views were up there and I was, but that is not the case. I don't get a check for my content like some people do. And thought we could, get on here and make it do what it do, and you know, raise the participation. So let me say this, and then I'm gonna move on and get off the whole subject. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit like yet, come on, bro, what you doing? If you're gonna take the time to press play, take the time to look, just hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Say what's up, Retro. You know, you can help us that way. You don't even got to open up your wallet to help us. You can just make sure every time you see us go live, you press play, and then you hit the thumbs up, and then you say, "Yo, what's up, Retro? We watching from such and such a place." Because just think about it. If everybody did that, and the likes and the views went up, it would tell the algorithm, that this is important content, so on and so forth. And and then that stuff will equate to a paycheck. So you ain't got to dig in your pocket. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up, say something in the comment section, hit the share button, all that good stuff, and that's a way that you can bless your boy. Okay. So, and again, if you're watching this and you haven't pressed the like button yet, come on, bro, what you doing? I got to take care of some business here at the church, and so join us tonight, man. We're gonna dive into quite a bit of stuff. I want to catch you guys up on a lot of stuff. As I said, the Road Glide, Ruby Red, the Gold Wing, Little Red Robin, and Wendy, the old school Gold Wing. We're going to talk about the tow job that I did, towing it from Maryland back to North Carolina and everything. It's a hot one out here today. So it'll probably be a long show because I haven't been on in a while, and we got quite a bit to cover. Um, so, like I said, man, join us tonight, man. It's your boy Retro, and I'm out of here, man. Y'all be blessed, and till we meet again.